Hi Cancerian, so this is going to be your Celtic Cross reading for the month, and before we get into the reading, kindly take what resonates, leave what does not, and reverse energies as you see fit. Page of Coins, needing to put out some sort of message or excuse any background noise, seriously. I think I'm used to saying that in all of my videos. Anyways, take what resonates, leave what does not, and reverse energies as you see fit. Also, kindly like, share, and subscribe if you like my vibe, yes? Show some engagement because I need it. I want my channel to grow and I want to expand my community. So help me out, yes? The Queen of Wands is the opening energy, crossed by the Five of Swords. Okay. Is it false confidence? Am I trusting a situation to be fruitful, or am I being too ambitious, but am I being too passionate in a particular direction for a particular somebody or a situation or a job or for myself, and it's not necessarily true? It could be something you're passionate about, but you might be talking yourself out of that, or probably you are talking yourself into that. In both cases, it's wrong. The Judgment is hovering you, so any sort of decision making here, and lessons too, we'll have to see. In the recent past is the Four of Coins. So the needing to be more conservative with our efforts, withholding but also not letting go. You know, holding on to something but not necessarily letting it go. Strength is exiting. So your strength to basically push away, because since it's exiting, so it could be that your strength to accept something, or your strength to reject something, or your strength to actually stand up for something is exiting basically. The Five of Wands is in the near future. Competition, bitching, arguments with people, places that we don't necessarily care for. We feel like we're fighting for our voice to be heard, or for our own fair share. The Ten of Coins is in the strength. So you are telling me that you're somebody who values a lot of stability and long-term game, and you are more about the coins and the stability of relationships and your resources. So you invest in people, places, and situations that are going to lead to that. And you're also telling me that you have a very strong foundation that you take a lot of strength from, that you draw a lot of strength from, things that you have been able to achieve, things that you have been able to cultivate in your life that provides you a sense of comfort and a sense of standing within yourself. In your environment is the Devil. Okay, what is the Devil? Either we are too attached to something that we don't want to let it go, or probably it's some sort of pattern here we need to look at, some sort of obsession. It could be anything for that matter. The King of Cups in the hopes and fears, having a full heart space, you know, desiring for love, to be loved, to love somebody else, or to have love, to have a full heart space for oneself, to feel good about one's heart space. Could be. The Four of Swords is in the near future, so basically taking care of yourself, taking some time out to think about things, to consolidate ourselves, our efforts, our thoughts, and hopefully bring our energy into consolidation and then focus into a particular direction, right? So it could be anything. Ace of Wands is at the bottom of the deck, the Two of Cups, the Page of Wands, the Emperor. Okay, we'll have to look at that, but let's see. Let's clarify first. Let's clarify your Queen of Wands. You're telling me you're somebody who's very passionate. You have a lot of fire attached to you. But then again, you might not be a Cancer dominant, but could be. Even if you are, then you are right now operating from a sense of fire. It's like this situation or whatever it is right now, your fire is out for this, whatever it is. Show me the Queen of Wands for Cancerians. Show me the Queen of Wands for Cancerians. If this does not resonate, kindly check your other placements, or I'll catch you in the next one. Any placement basically, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Pluto, North Node, whatever, any of it, none of it. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. So don't take a reading as yours. And also some readings can be future oriented, so there you go. The Eight of Swords, the Page of Cups, and the Hermit. Fool is at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Confusion about whether to open up our heart space towards something or not. Our experience suggests that we should, but we are not necessarily looking at that right now. We are not trying to give it priority. Let's see the Five of Swords. Show me the Five of Swords. What's the... You could be talking yourself out of connecting with somebody or moving in a particular direction here. The Nine of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. So you are telling me that you have been... Things have been very difficult, Arya, in my 3D world right now. Things require a lot of effort on my part right now. For some reason, I am preoccupied with a lot of responsibilities, things that tire me out. I barely have time for self-care at all. And you are trying to tell me that you're talking yourself out of that, you know, because the Five of Swords is here. So it's not that you are filled with a lot of responsibilities that you barely get time to yourself. It's just that that's your excuse to discount yourself from giving yourself what you need in the moment, and that requires a lot of self-love on your part. But for some reason you are just not into it right now. You are avoiding taking care of yourself. You're avoiding being into that nurturing of the self mode, and you're not willing to see it too. It's like, because the Hermit in you is like, it wants to open up, it wants to feel good about its heart space, it wants to express its heart space. You want to, but the thing is, you are like, no, I'm just going to put on a brave face. What goes on internally, it does not matter. I put on a brave face. I take care of things. I make shit happen. So you know what, even if I barely get time to myself, even if I barely give myself what I actually need, give myself a break from all those responsibilities that I keep on fulfilling, but not necessarily caring for myself or giving myself those things altogether, it's fine. The more responsibilities I take up, the more I feel good within myself. But the thing is, that's not true, because the Five of Swords is here. So that's a lie on your part. Something, I know that what would please you is to have some time to yourself, to take care of yourself, to indulge in self-care. Yeah, that's your devil here, taking upon a lot of responsibilities that are not necessarily your responsibility or your prerogative, but you are telling me that it is. You're making it to be your business when it's not, and when it should not be, frankly speaking. Let's see the Judgment here. Seven of Swords. Okay. Three of Swords. The Five of Swords again. I can't make this ish up even if I try. It's breaking your heart. There's a lesson here with regards to your heart space and why it does not want to open up, why it feels more shy, why you can't see yourself opening your heart up right now, because it's hurt. It's a lot hurt. There's a lot of feeling of being played by other people, feeling of being betrayed, feeling of being used by other people for the emotions that you have to offer, and that's why you don't want to get into that zone, because then you'll have to work out things with how you feel, right? You'll have to internally take a deep dive and really feel your feelings and then possibly heal it. Your healer within you, the Hermit within you, is telling you that you can do it. It's just that, yes, it's going to take a while and it's going to hurt you a lot, because you will have to actively go into your suppressed emotions, things that you are avoiding, because Seven of Swords is basically any secrets that you are avoiding, secrets you're keeping from yourself, things that you're sidestepping from, you know, like, it's not my business right now. I'm going to make excuses for it not being my business right now. I don't have time for this. I'm busy there, that one, this thing, or that. I'm doing this, that, or the other. I'm meeting up with this person, so I barely have time for myself today. We'll do it tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow, maybe then. And it keeps on going on over and over again. You are actively trying to take up on really different kinds of responsibilities in order to keep yourself busy, so that you don't have to look at your heartbreak, so that you don't have to heal yourself. But the thing is, that's the ultimate form of self-care, to show yourself that grace, to show yourself that you deserve love, And for that, you have to clear out the space within your heart that feels iffy, that feels bad, that feels used and abused. Only then will you be able to be comfortable within your own energy and be actually fulfilled, because you have a very strong understanding of what makes you happy and what's the right thing to do. You have it in you, but for some reason you're trying to avoid it right now. You're telling me that no, I have a real world things, responsibilities to fulfill, but those are excuses. You can always be busy and fulfill all of those responsibilities and still take out some time for yourself, even if it's on a weekly basis. It does not matter. If you don't even go within ever, you're just going through the motions of life, trying to be all calm and all cool and collected like the Queen of Wands is, that firecracker energy, like, I feel good, look at me feel good. There is nothing going on. I am passionate, I am goal directed. 10 of Pentacles here as well, and the 10 of Cups. You have a very strong support system too, but the thing is, you're telling me that no, I don't need to focus on myself, because this is my ultimate self-love. The more I take on responsibilities, the more I fulfill other people's end of the bargain, the more I feel more secure and confident, and the more I feel like I'm showing myself love. But that's not the case. That's not the case here. I don't feel like it. You are trying to avoid and bypass doing the actual deep work, the healing work. Let's see the Four of Coins in the past. What were you withholding or being conservative about? The Page of Pentacles, I saw the Page of Pentacles somewhere, right? Yeah, no. Okay. I thought I saw it somewhere. Okay. The Five of Cups. Yeah, you have a long-standing impending pain of the past, echoes of the past. Things that have hurt you. You have otherwise a very strong heart space, a very loving. You have a very sensitive and highly feminine heart space, but you're telling me that I used to invest in that, but ever since I got hurt in some situation, something that hurt you deeply, you felt the grief of it, you felt the loss of it, you had to mourn the loss of it, you had to mourn the love for it, and you just extracted your love energy and put it away. Like, it does not mean anything. I don't want to deal with this. Let's just focus on my reality and what I can control. I don't want to go there ever again. I have been hurt. I feel all sorts of difficult emotions that I don't necessarily care for. I don't have time for it. I have a real life to live. I have real responsibilities to fulfill here. I can't be such a weak person. I can't be weak. I can't let it show, because the Queen of Wands is a very showy-offy energy. The King of Wands and the Queen of Wands are. So it's like, I'm not going to let it show that I'm hurt. That would be weakness, right? So you're telling me that, fuck that, whatever that was, it does not matter. This matters. This makes me happy. Taking upon responsibilities, fulfilling other people's wish fulfillment. Not necessarily ours. Those dreams are not necessarily ours. Those wishes are not necessarily ours. But we live through other people. We are living our desires through other people, and that's not a good combination. You are supposed to live your own desires. You are responsible for that. The Tower, the Eight of Wands, and the Page of Swords. Yeah, some sort of communication ended quite drastically, and well, because the insight was really low. There was a very strong insight with regards to some sort of communication that came through, and it was really disastrous. It really shook you up a lot, and your strength to keep on persisting in that situation, or your strength to keep on communicating with somebody or someone, really went downhill in a moment, in a light bulb moment. I don't know what that light bulb moment was for you. Kindly put in the comments as you see fit. I would love to know, because to each one of you it would be very different. You did not know that you would bring a tower down until you did it, actually, with a lot of strength, with a lot of pride. You felt that it was the right thing to do, because some sort of communication was really folly. Some sort of action where you were putting your efforts into was really folly. And at first we had very low insight, but the thing is, we had a light bulb moment. We observed something, we saw something that really broke us. We saw something in the communication that really was disastrous to us, and ever since we have been like blocking everything. It's like, no, I don't want to go back, I don't want to repeat any sort of lessons. Look at this, the Page of Swords as well. I don't want to repeat anything. It makes me angry, it makes me frustrated, and I don't want to deal with it. This is also self-love, taking on responsibilities, you know. Look how much I can persist, look how much I can work on a daily basis, look how productive I am. Look at me go 24/7. I can persist for 24/7. This machine does not stop, right? But the thing is, your heart's not a machine, honey. You are carrying all of that pain and all of that hurt and all of the abuse. It's like, if you were to look at that, there are lessons to be had in this. Whatever heartbreak you received, whatever rejection you might have gone through, it's supposed to teach you a lot about you. It's supposed to teach you so that you don't repeat it again in any other situation. You don't get yourself involved in such situations. And for that, you'll have to learn. You have experienced it. That's half of the game. That's half of the battle won. But another side of the battle, the other half, is to actually incorporate those lessons, to understand those lessons, what it meant to you, personally speaking. What could have been done differently on your part and the other party's part, or the other situation's part, right? The Nine of Cups, it's a struggle for you to open up your heart, but your higher self is fighting you over it. Your higher self is really pushing you to work through that, to indulge in your heart space, to understand what makes you happy, to persist in it, because you have a full heart space and your heart is fighting you on it. You have very strong spiritual elements in you, because you showed me the Hermit, you showed me the Hierophant. It's like, those are two very, you might have some earth in your chart, particularly Virgo, Taurus and Capricorn. We have all the three, Scorpio as well. Not the point, but what I'm trying to tell you is that, honey, you have a very beautiful heart. You're somebody who's very sensitive, but you don't want to show it. Like, I can't let it show that I got hurt. It's against my pride. My pride got hurt too, so I can't let it show. I will not let them see me sweat, basically. The Ten of Coins, High Priestess, Six of Pentacles, and the Strength. Yeah. The Four of Swords is at the bottom of the deck too. There was some communication that came forth in your direction, and it just shattered you. It hurt you a lot, but you did not speak of it much. Like, you did not necessarily told them that you got hurt from it. Like, it's against your pride, kind of. It came from somebody you had an established bond with for a very long time. They were a part of your emotional circle. They were a part of your 3D circle. Somebody you used to balance up with. And it's like they hurt you by saying something, by doing something. It's like you felt betrayed. You felt cheated. You felt like somebody did not care for you at all. It's like they did not give an F when they did that or the other. There you go, the Page of Swords again. I'm telling you, something happened. I don't know what. Please put in the comments. I would love to know your story. There was something that really hurt you. And in a different manner, if I were to put it, you are concerning yourself with your balances right now, because your intuition is telling you that you need to focus on what's practical and what you can control. You are telling me that you have a lot of strength within you. A lot of strength within you. Is this you though? I don't know. You feel like any new opportunity in love, anybody who comes towards you, you feel like you have to fight them off. You feel like you have to ward them off. Not because of the lack of want. It personally fulfill you. It would personally make you really happy to pursue a new love situation. But it's like, it's a lot of fight within your heart right now, because you haven't resolved your things. That's why. The King of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Six of Swords. So there is no better way to put it, but we are probably a bit commitment phobic, because once somebody, it's a cliche, but again, it's a cliche for a reason, because we all experience it in our ways, you know, differently. So, but you're telling me that your pattern is to actually make sure you like to maintain your own sense of independence. You like to maintain your own sense of self-autonomy in relationships, in situations too. And if you don't get to exercise that sort of control, you leave those situations. You mentally detach from it. You take yourself out of those equations, you distance yourself from it, and eventually it just keeps on walking away from you. And the King of Swords is attached to the Devil, so it's like it's a very big deal, because if the Page of Swords was doing it, I could discount it, because the Page of Swords is basically immature. It's the most immature pages of all. But then again, it's the King of Swords that's doing it, so you know that you are doing it. You have the idea that you are doing this in some way. Universe is but throwing you all sorts of love in your direction in order for you to open up your heart, but you're like, no, I'm going to put my blocks in place. Ain't nothing gonna pass my heart. It hurts, and I don't want to feel anything at all. I'm okay with not feeling anything at all. Look at me go. I look good, I feel good, I'm a charmer, I do things like that. It's the checklist that I write off on an everyday basis. So I don't necessarily need to look at my heart. I don't need it. Look at this. How well I'm doing without my heart. And that's why you're telling yourself that I don't need my heart. It's fine. I can still love myself without my heart. Some of you are commitment phobic. Again, King of Cups for the King of Cups. Death. The Ace of Pentacles. You once loved somebody really bad and you offered them the best of yourself. Offered them really the best of yourself. But it's like it ended disastrously, and you were left to deal with the broken pieces of yourself. And so you don't want to open up your heart space ever again. It's like, I'm not going to do it ever again. And I don't believe that any sort of new opportunity is going to be loving towards me as I am towards it, because the King of Cups for the King of Cups, that's dual. So it's basically saying that if I give them big love, I don't think anybody can give me back that big love. You might have some Scorpio in your chart, not the point, but I feel like you are very, very deep lover. You are a very deep feeler, but you don't like to showcase that to the world. You once did, and you got your heart broken. You felt emotionally abandoned. You felt cheated, that you were taken for granted, or that you were strung along, lied to, manipulated, rejected. I don't know, take your pick. But ever since you've been avoiding looking at your heart space, ever since you've been avoiding dealing or living your life through your heart, you've been avoiding it like the plague, because if you were to feel good things, then you'll also have to acknowledge the bad things, right? It's like opening a Pandora's box. So there are going to be positive as well as negative things in that. Opening up a box, basically. There are going to be pins and needles, and there are going to be chocolates too. So if you want the chocolate, if you want to taste it, you'll also have to look at those pins and needles, right? Otherwise, you can't open up the box and just be like, oh, I'll just look at the chocolates. That's not possible. You'll always feel all of those emotions. That's how it's with the heart and emotions, right? You're going to feel difficult as well as positive too. So that's why you're like, you know what, shut the whole thing down. I can act through my passion as the day is long. And look at how happy I am doing, how well I'm doing. I'm really stable. I've grounded myself in reality. I've founded myself in reality. People look up to me. People really find me as a very resourceful person. I've gathered so much around me. I don't need anything else. I don't need a heart space. Because you fear it. You hope for it. You hope for the real thing, for the real deal. An undying love, right? Because earlier, that love, that big love that you had for somebody, or that somebody told you that they had for you, ended disastrously, and you were like, you know what? Nothing lasts forever. But you hope for it secretly. You hope for that big love. You hope for that stable love. You hope for that love you can count on and that will stay in your life. Let's see the Four of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, okay. The Three of, yeah, you're working through it. I was giving you a lot of shit about it, but in the near future, I see you taking some time out and daring yourself to, at your own pace, honey, at your own pace, because the Knight of Pentacles is slowest of the all knights. But it's very methodical, it's very analytical, it's very sure shot, like because he's the only knight that's serious about being a king. You know, he's ambitious. He's more ambitious than other three knights. All right. So you are planning to actively take some time out every now and then and look into your moon sign, look into your secrets, look into the things that you've been avoiding for a very long time. And what have you been avoiding? Well, working through your heart space. You might have been a victim of, you know, third party situations. Have somebody treated you like an option, and it's like you were one of those options to them and you got your heart broken. You're actively looking into all of those. You are working through it. Literally, Three of Pentacles is working through the secrets, the lies, the things that you've been sidestepping from, the red flags that you are not willing to look at, which will help you if you are to move on and have a new beginning, one that's based in passion and based in equal love. If you want to open up with excitement, with real sort of excitement, you don't have to fake a Page of Wands. It's the little bit of excitement for something. Yeah, there's a love that could be possible out there for me. Being excited about that vision and then letting the world, allowing the world to show it to you, right? To deliver to you. You can't fake that energy. You can't fake it. So for that, you'll have to be actually open. Otherwise, what's the point, right? You're actively working through any sort of past memories, somebody you might have collaborated with, somebody that was a friend that wasn't necessarily a friend, that broke our heart. Even if it's not a love connection, it might be a friendship connection, a family situation that broke your heart and you're not willing to look at it. It's like, look at me go. I have done so much for myself and that's all I ever needed. I don't need love. Who needs that, right? Yeah, you told yourself and you are very good at convincing yourself, but it's not going to last. If you are to work through this devil energy, this pattern of yours, that I'm going to be single forever, because you ensure it, because you're acting through your mind space, not necessarily your heart, because you're telling me that you're afraid with your heart. There's a lot of fight and anger and frustration with regards to how things have ended in the past, how you got yourself into people, places, situations that did not necessarily care for you, and you cared for it, but it did not necessarily give back to you. They made you feel small, abandoned. They made you feel worthless, like you did not deserve anything at all. You did not deserve any sort of definition, consideration, nurturing, care, time, love, whatever. You're actively working through it at your own pace. The Knight of Pentacles is very like, don't rush me. He's like not that kind of, you know, that don't rush me kind of guy, you know. He goes at his own pace whenever he feels like it. He is very mindful with his every step that he takes. And that's the Queen of Wands. Yeah, you're telling me that you're very sexy, you're very vibrant, you are showcasing all that sorts of Queen of Wands energy, you know, trailblazing, being passionate about life. But you're missing that heart element, honey. And if you are to incorporate that, integrate into your reality, into your being, you're good to go. You have everything at your altar. You are it then. You will be it. The High Priestess, yeah. You intuitively, there's a very quiet sort of confidence within you with regards to whatever you've managed to achieve, the kind of balances that you balance up with in the 3D world and how it's based in equality. Not necessarily in terms of love, but practically speaking, we have made good balances around ourselves. We have made good choices for ourselves practically and financially. And it gives us a quite sort of confidence. It gives us a lot of boost, which tells me that your self-worth took a hit in the past. It's like somebody made you feel really worthless, somebody made you feel really small. And ever since you've been trying to make yourself so strong, so confident, you're trying to get your confidence back and you've managed to achieve that. But what about your heart? The Eight of Swords. What is that? The Five of Wands. Yeah, you don't want to see how you still feel that fight within you, how your higher self is fighting you over giving yourself actual love. Because your higher self is telling you, hey, Cancer, look at this. You might want to look at your heart space. I'm fighting you over it because you need to get your heart out. You have become quite stable figure in your environment. You have achieved a lot. You've become what you wanted to become in order to, deal with it. There's no wrong thing, all right? All right, let me just rephrase it. There's no wrong decision. If you chose to get your confidence back in whatever way, You are entitled to those actions. But now that you've achieved it, what now? Do you want fulfillment, or do you want to stay here and keep on doing this and building on to that? Or do you want emotionally fulfilling relationships now? Because now you are stable, now you're confident, now you've managed to achieve a lot for yourself, that nobody will ever make you feel small ever again, because it's connected to your intuition. So you are confident now. You are bold. You feel bold within yourself. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to necessarily go about the day and tell people like, I'm confident, look at me, look at me. No, it's a quiet sort of confidence that I know my shit. I know who I am. And I take pride in it, of what I've managed to achieve, what I've managed to cultivate within myself as a person as well as around me. Everything is a definition of me. But you're not willing to look at the fight that's going on in your heart space. And your heart is literally fighting you over, hey, Cancer, now that we have achieved a lot of stability and a lot of groundedness and we have gotten our confidence back, would you mind please take out your heart space? Because that's your MO pattern, right? That's your MO pattern. You're a Cancer. You're a heart ruling person, right? You're a cups person. So what about your cups? What about your heart? You need to take it out now. It's time. It's time to bring it out. It's time to work through that fear and ending whatever happened in the past. Whatever you had to move on from, that's you, the Chariot. That's you at the here. Look at this. The Chariot, the Six of Swords, and the Death. Something you had to kill, something you had to move on from. You did not want to, but you felt like you had to. You had no choice. You were left with no choice than to move on. Your Chariot took a different direction. Look at this. The Seven of Swords. I can't make this shit up even if I try. Look at this. You have been feeling unhappy, feeling a lot, heartbroken, acting through your mind space, not necessarily taking opinions from your heart about what it wants and what it would like to do out there, if it wants to come out or not. You're avoiding actively taking action through your heart space. You're like, not that, not that, not right now. You're looking into that in the near future here when you go into that Four of Swords zone, which is any sort of active timeout, taking some downtime throughout the day. It could be for 1 hour, it could be for half an hour, and you are thinking about things at your own pace. It's not, a one-day job. You're going to be slow about it, but very thorough, because the Knight of Pentacles is the research guy. He's going to be very thorough at looking at every nooks and crannies and every corner of the house in order to ensure that he does the job pretty well and in a perfectionist kind of way. So I feel like you need to do it. It's high time. Two of Cups, the Lovers. Yeah, it was something. I knew it. I knew it was something substantial. You did not want to leave. It was a lover's connection. Something that you really wanted to emotionally harmonize with at a personalized level. Easy cups sharing. I give you love, you give me love. I show you this is how I love you by doing something for you. Through gestures, through actions, through words. And you show me that, right? I'm telling you, somebody said something that really angered you so much that you just brought the whole thing down and you killed it and you just walked off. In a moment, in the blink of an eye, it's like your strength went completely down into the negative. And you were like, you know what? Now that you've said it, I think I really need to walk out. I don't have time to process this, whatever you've said, what you meant by it, what you intended, how you've hurt me. I don't want to look at any of those shit. I don't want to deal with this anymore. It hurts. I feel like I need to end it. I just need to walk off. I'm done. And ever since you've been avoiding dealing with any of it, the memories of the fallout, how you contributed to it, how they contributed to it. The Lovers is a spiritual, mental, sexual, physical, and intellectual bonding system. Your souls chose each other to meet each other in this lifetime. Half of the battle is meeting a lover in this lifetime, and the other half is choosing each other. And the second half is where most people lose, because they fail to choose each other at the right place, at the right time, with the right intentions, and they fail to keep on choosing each other too. You have to constantly choose it, because traditionally the Lovers is also known as the choice. So love is a choice too. And you wanted to show up for this person. But the thing is, despite the intensity of it, despite the enormity of the connection, you were like, this is not shared. Something happened here. I'm telling you, something happened. Somebody said something and you blew out the whole thing. And now you're looking back at that, I feel. And you had to exit it drastically and immediately. You were like, you know what? Peace out. Now that you've said it, I think I need to walk off. So yeah, there you go. That's all I have for you, Cancerians. I hope this helped, and if it did not resonate, kindly check your other placements, or I'll catch you in the next one. Yes?